Howdy, I'm James Victoria. This is Dangerous Ideas. And I wanted to talk to you about an event I just did in New York. I just got back from, I'm still actually hoarse from, and it was called Young Guns 15. And I was asked to host the event because I was of the Young Guns 1 class. And that was in 1992, so I guess they do it every couple of years. I was asked to go and host it and hand out the awards and stuff, and they asked me to speak for a few minutes. I thought, oh, okay, let me think of what I can add to this conversation. And I thought about it for a bit and realized that the Young Guns, for me, was my first recognition, the first outside source that said, hey, we think you're doing something interesting. And I remember how excited I was, and there was a gallery show and a little bit of an event. I was all excited, and the next day I was like, okay, this is going to be awesome. There's a secret handshake I'm going to learn, and the party's going to begin. And I realized I had to get back in the studio and get to work. And I was kind of like waiting for something to happen. And the same thing happened when I got my first gold medal and silver medal from the Art Directors Club. I thought, well, certainly Dancing Girls and accolades and glory. And it happened after my exhibition in Osaka, Japan. I thought, well, this is certainly something. And it went on like that. Recognition in Eastern Europe, an Emmy Award, and getting into the Museum of Modern Art in New York and having exhibitions there. And each time I realized that I was just like getting back to the studio and doing the work. I was thinking about that in retrospective to the Young Guns, and I realized what I was doing was waiting for some kind of outside recognition, waiting for someone else to make the party for me, waiting for permission. And what made all these things happen and what's made my career happen is that I just actually got back to the studio and got to work. All the little bits between those nice events, all those little bits, all the petty little bits, all the work, all the humping, all the phone calls I didn't want to make, all the billing, all the tedium, all of those things made it possible. You know, and I think the dangerous idea is here that we wait for other people to do things for us when it's needless, when we don't need that. You know, and if you need that, you're going to have a very sad career, and a very sad. All the little bits in between will be very sad as well. You know, and I told the crowd of 32 winners at the Young Guns, if you apply this to your life and you stop looking for recognition and awards, then you never have to go asking where the party is, because you're the party. You're always bringing it. You don't wait for other people to make the party for you. You're not waiting for anybody's permission or outside recognition. And the only times in my career that I've fallen off of that is when I was either doing work merely to pay rent, merely to make money, because then I was doing terrible work, or when I would compromise. I mean, we have to compromise a little bit, but some of us find ourselves in a situation of the losing end of compromise all the time. And that's no good. You know, as Z.E. Cummings says in one of his poems, he says, there is some shit I will not eat. We all have to eat shit, but don't compromise in your career. Don't compromise in the work that you want to make, because you're going to get used to it, right? And now you're seeking outside permission to do your work. So if you play this way, you never have to go looking for where the party is, because you're the party all the time. And that's a dangerous idea, because I think we often are looking for others' permission or recognition, or thinking, woe is me because I don't have blah, blah, blah. All we have to do is get back to the studio and pay attention to our work, and that's the important part, and that makes everything else happen. I'm James Victoria. You are a creative, powerful beast, and beautiful, and I will talk at you next week. Adios.